Hey,
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 2020 Crocker Farm Open House. I want to, first of all, before I introduce myself, I want to say a big thank you to Molly Millay, who is one of our special education teachers at Crocker Farm and is helping us all with a lot of technology work this fall. So big thank you to Molly. Well done, Molly. Hopefully all this is all going the way as planned. Um, so my name is Derek Shea, and I'm a very fortunate person. I happen to be the principal at Crocker Farm School, and Jen Smith's right here with us. Jen's going to join in a second. So I shall tell you, I'm at my house. I was going to be at Crocker Farm, but I never quite made it back to the school. Let me just tell you quickly. So this is my 34th. It's kind of sad to say this, but it's my 34th year working in community work, social work, and education. My 24th year here in Amherst, and I'm always looking for like firsts and things. You know, that if you think about 34 years doing this, so I can absolutely tell you with clarity that this is absolutely my first virtual open house. Definitely the first. Hopefully we can enjoy ourselves, our times together tonight as a little family community. Let me just tell you a quick aside. So my name's Derek Shea. The Shea household's a little quiet right now, but big day in the Shea household tomorrow. Some of you probably know this. My wife Natalie and I have two children. Aidan, who's 19, who's currently over in the UK studying, and he's going to arrive back to the USA tomorrow. So we're excited for Aidan coming back. And Maddie, who's 17, is a senior in high school, and Maddie's going to be 18 tomorrow. And I tell all of you that because in the blink of an eye, folks, I just feel like it was yesterday we were starting school. Let me just tell you quickly a little bit about Crocker Farm this year. Including our preschool, there is 348 kids go to school at Crocker Farm. 314 in the K through 6 world, and it's a little bit of a myth that Crocker Farm's this tiny little school. We're actually a decent sized school. So I wanted to say this, and I don't say this to brag a little bit, but we'll say it because I like to compete at some things. We have 48 kindergarten students at Crocker Farm this year, the most in town. So I'll say again, the most in town, and I feel pretty proud of it, and we all should be proud. It's a pretty big intake at kindergarten, so congratulations to everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone. I'd like to welcome our new kindergarten families. Obviously, some of you are repeat families. I'd like to welcome all our new families from the various parts of the world who've joined us for the first time. I think we've got 20 new families on top of our kindergarten families. And perhaps a quick trivia question, but we can answer later. Five, did I get it right here? 5 of the 7 continents in our new families, and so we can do a little trivia then and figure out what are the 2 continents not represented in our new families. And obviously, folks from across the United States have joined us for the first time, East Coast, Midwest, out California way. So welcome to everyone. Jen's obviously a Midwester, so she gets a big shout out for that. My quick message to everyone tonight is this, and this is for myself and behalf of all of our staff and all of the people who work in a building. We massive gratitude to all of you out there, all of our families and our students, but massive gratitude to all of our families for the kindness, the sensitivity, the patience just shown towards our staff has been incredible. People write to me every day and say some really nice things about what they're experiencing. It's some difficult days, obviously, but people have been incredibly supportive. I even had a teacher tell me the other day that some of our families wanted to make her dinner, and I thought, all right, well, that's a lot. I mean, I'm not saying you need to do that, but just the kindness has been spectacular, and we really feel it. And even when there's been moments where we have to disagree or have a different angle or a different interpretation of something, I think there's been some openness and some respectful sort of persistence about matters that is again deep gratitude on our parts, and we thank you all immensely. Just one other couple of quick things is yesterday you probably know we had our 120 dismissal, and perhaps sometimes wondering what we do during those times. we're working on some of our school improvement plan work, and Miss Jen will talk to you about that in a second. But I just want to mention two things we were actually talking about yesterday. One is we're always trying to find these moments within our collective group of staff about always thinking about this notion of always doing what you can, no matter how small. So just we shared this yesterday. Three little things that happened within an hour at Crocker Farm yesterday. One was that we had a former staff member show up and brought a whole bunch of coats for the winter coat drive. And Miss Bobbitt was, I'll just mention her name. She comes in, she drops them off, she leaves. So good energy. Then there was this sort of small group of people who got together and realised that there was one of our students needed a desk and a chair to work from home. And don't know why it took us so long to figure this out, but we've got 345 desks and chairs at school. So we sort of put together a nice little desk and chair, and off it went just after Miss Bobbitt went. And then lastly, some persistence and sort of chasing after good trouble a little bit. Miss Santiago, our librarian, and Miss Aldridge had been persisting with central office about getting some money for library books, and they were told, no, the money's not there. And all of a sudden, yes, the money's there. So we're all within an hour. We're trying to think of doing what you can in these little small moments. The other thing we did yesterday is we did some mindfulness with one another. And our first grade teachers, Miss Brown, Miss Donoghue, Miss Watusick, led the staff in this little piece where they were sharing how when they were working with first graders, they were doing some mindfulness, again, with this notion of gratitude. And our first grade students had been reflecting on, what they were grateful for in life. And it was through sort of a mindfulness concept. So with that in mind, what I wanted to do, and Jen, I think this is what's happening. I'm asking Pila to come on here right now. So I just want to share with everyone, Pila Son's our new school adjustment counsellor. I've known Pila for many, many years, back when he was a student at Fort River School. I'll just blow his cover a little bit. So Pila is going to lead us, and he's going to introduce himself and then lead us in a little bit of mindfulness. So welcome, Pila. Nice to see you.
Hey, thank you for the introduction, Derek. And thank you, Jen, for putting this on. I just want to thank everybody out there with us, joining us, coming to our open house. Just like what Derek said, I'm from Amherst. I moved here when I was 6, and I went through the whole school system, graduated from high school, and got my undergrad and graduate master's at UMass. And, for me, mindfulness is really a big part of my life. Being a child that was born in a refugee camp, I dealt with a lot of anxiety growing up, and mindfulness is really something that I incorporate on a daily basis in my regular life just to help me with everything. And the mental health team and the mental health team is Tara Luce, who's our guidance counselor, Amy Gilmet, who's our school psychologist, and Jen Menard, who is our behavioral specialist. We work on the mental health team to help our school. We've been working to try to really implement mindfulness into our daily practice with our teachers and our students. And so I'm going to lead us through a mindfulness exercise. This is coming from Thich Nhat Hanh, who is a very famous poet, artist, monk, and peace activist, and someone who I really have benefited from in this practice, and who really introduced me to the practice of mindfulness. So first, before I start, I just want to recognize that we're all here for the kids, and we're all here to ensure a good experience for them in the next generation. So I just want to take a couple moments just for everybody to reflect and to think back on a teacher in their lives who has influenced you in a positive way. And so I'm going to begin, and if you can just find a comfortable position, sitting down, let your hands rest quietly in your lap or by your sides. And you can either gaze at the floor at a 45 degree or gently close your eyes. And as your body settles and your eyes close, I want you to bring your awareness to your breathing. Notice the breath coming in and notice the breath going out. Follow the breath with your awareness. Follow the breath all the way in and follow the breath all the way out. Trying not to change it in any way. Just breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, feel the breath as it passes through your nostrils. And breathing out, feeling the breath as it leaves your nostrils. Keeping awareness lightly and gently on your breath. Breathing mindfully in the present moment. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. And breathing out, I know I am breathing out. If thoughts come in, as they always do, acknowledge the thoughts without judgment and let them go. Let them drift away like clouds floating across the sky. And bring your awareness back to your breath, back to your breathing, back to the present moment. Thank you all for being here, and I hope y'all have a good night.
Thank you so much, Pila. We're really excited to have you as part of our Crocker Farm community. So welcome. So hi, my name is Jen Smith, and I am the assistant principal. I've been working as a teacher and more recently an assistant principal for almost 20 years now, from Chicago to Philadelphia and now here in Amherst. And I would much rather talk with you all in person, but I'm really grateful for the opportunity to connect in this virtual setting, even though it doesn't feel like supernatural, but we're gonna take it, right?
Fine.
So a couple of years ago, we had to write a new school improvement plan. Typically those plans just sit in a desk drawer collecting dust somewhere, but we want to develop one that actually meant something to us. Derek, I don't know if you remember this, but over 20 staff, family, and community members like crammed into your office to hash out how we could create a plan that was active and focused and really authentic to us as a school community. I think I had to like drag in chairs from all over the school to make sure everybody had somewhere to sit. Well, we landed on 3 goal areas that we'd work on together: engaged learning, well-being, and social justice. We created 3 teams to support this work. Last year, the engaged learning and well-being committees helped us get better at practices like universal design for learning, restorative justice, and mindfulness. It never ceases to amaze me to visit a class, whether in person or remote, and see our kids practicing mindful breathing and gratitude. The Social Justice Committee, made up of teachers and parents, met regularly to think and action plan around what social justice means to us. So honoring and valuing everybody in their full selves, practicing fairness and equality for people of every race, ethnicity, gender identity, sexual orientation, ability, socioeconomic status, and religious belief. And building a community of happy, thoughtful thinkers who feel good about themselves as people, who are active in the world, and who have choices and opportunities for their futures. So this all laid the foundation for the collective work we are engaging in together this year and the years to come. Tonight, I'm here to speak to you about the work of our Social Justice Committee. As we move forward in our social justice and anti-racism work, I am reminded of the many who have come before us in the school community who have dedicated their lives to pursue this. Paul Wiley, Susan Kennedy Marks, Betty Roberts, GB, Jasmine Robinson, among many others, have spent their careers working towards educational justice in our Crocker Farm community. We hope to build on their foundational and inspirational work. I'm also reminded of the efforts of you all, our teachers, staff, district level partners, and PGO. I'm reminded of MLK Day celebrations, revised hiring practices, Great Changers projects, multicultural fairs, classroom celebrations, trainings from the Safe Schools program for LGBTQ students, whole school read-alouds, and the list goes on and on. And there is still so much more to do. Currently, 13 staff members meet regularly to discuss, plan, sometimes agree and disagree on how we can live up to our social justice history and values. I want to take this opportunity to recognize each of them by name. So in alphabetical order, Carol Carson, Shari Conklin, Betsy Dinger, Amy Gilmet, DeAndre Hinson, Sam Houston, Tara Luce, Blanca Rosario Castillo, Kate Perkins, Kit Prather, Nada Tavares Smith, Waleska Santiago Centeno, Pila Sun. Right now, we're working on two things: integrating an anti-bias framework into what we do, and personal reflection. We started back in September using staff meetings and early release days to learn about teaching tolerance as social justice standards, divided into 4 domains: identity, diversity, justice, and action. The standards recognize that students need knowledge and skills related to both prejudice reduction and collective action. This year, we were awarded a grant by the state of Massachusetts to help us meet our school improvement plan goals. We're really excited about this. We're using that money to update our classroom libraries to make sure all of our students see themselves represented in the books in our classrooms, and to support teaching in the 4 social justice domains. I'm sure our librarian, Waleska, is going to have a lot of recommendations for us. Not only are we working on developing our curriculum to make our school more just and equitable, we are creating space for us as individuals and a collective to reflect on our own identity, privilege, power, culture, and biases, and how those influence the work we do. We are and will be reading texts by Bettina Love, Ibram Kendi, and Tema Okun to help us understand how the systems of oppression, whether white supremacy, patriarchy, and capitalism, how they work so we can do something about it. As an institution who strives to fight against racial and economic injustice, we understand that part of that is engaging in our own personal work. We really appreciate your support and patience as we strive to do it better. I encourage you to check out what the school or the Social Justice Committee is doing at our virtual exhibition booth that's linked onto this schedule. And thank you. I appreciate your time. And now we're going to hear from members of our fabulous PGO, Farah and Lexi.
Hey. Thanks, Jen. Thanks, Derek. Thanks, Fela. That was great. Thanks for doing all the amazing work that you guys are doing at the school. We really appreciate it. We hope that everyone is healthy and that you're staying sane, which is how I judge myself most days. So we are part of the PGO. The PGO stands for the Parent Guardian Organization, and every family at Crocker Farm is automatically a member. And every year it looks different, and this year is particularly different. I'm one of the co-chairs this year, along with Lexi, and Jenny Riley is our treasurer. She's been the treasurer since last year. Basically, what we do is we provide a community for the Crocker Farm families, and we're sort of a link between the school and families, and we try to build a lot of community events and get-togethers, and also help the school with certain stipends for teachers, or help, like at the beginning of the school, we have a PGO back to school picnic where we provide pizza, or for math night, the PGO funds pizza and stuff like that. But basically, we're here to build community, and we're really sorry that we couldn't meet everyone this year. This is a place where we gather together to meet new families and welcome them, and just to get to know one another, and help create a community for our kids as well. So we are trying to have a bunch of virtual events this year, and we're still looking for suggestions for them. But for now, we just wanted to welcome you all. Please check out our website, email us. Lexi's going to give you a little more information on that and talk about some of the ongoing events we have right now. And just welcome. And thanks for being a part of our school community. Lexi?
Thanks, Farah. Hi, everybody. I'm Lexi. I have a second grader and a kindergartner at Crocker. I'm going to talk to you about just a couple of things that we have happening right now. So November is the month of giving. It's Crocker Farm's most important fund drive of the year. This is when we collect a lot of our funds to do a lot of the programs that the PGO runs. So for example, this year, PGO funds have purchased things like cloth face masks, books. We've supported teachers with remote learning materials and things like that. And so the month of giving is a really big event for us, a big fundraiser for us. At the end of this, I believe there will be some links to different slides that the school is providing for you, and there's a link there for the month of giving. You've also should have received a couple emails about that, so that's one of the things we're doing. I also wanted to let everybody know that there is a district-wide coat drive that's happening. So usually we do a coat drive at the school, but because we are not in the school this year, and because of some other factors, we're joining the Family Center-led coat drive along with the other PGOs in the district. So if you're in need of winter gear, like boots or coats or hats or anything like that, you can contact Mildred Martinez, and information for that is also available on our website and on the slide that will be available through the open house. The other two things I wanted to talk to you about are the Scholastic Book Fair, which is running from now until November 24th. So this is a really good way to get some books, maybe some holiday gifts, and 25% of the proceeds will be coming back to Crocker Farm through the library. So it's another way to support the school. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention is just that we're going to be having a virtual meeting on December 9th at 7 p.m. The link for that is available on our website, as well as on the slide that will be part of the virtual open house tonight. So you can also see the address for the website and our email listed on the slide here. So if you have any questions, please reach out to us, and we would love to chat with you. Thanks.
Okay, it's back to us.
All right, top notch, PGO, well done. Lexi, Farah. By the way, Farah's got a fifth grader, so a big shout out to Farah in grade 5.
I'm going to go over
Jen sort of gets us going for the rest of the day. I just want to say this last thing. So I'll use a little bit of a Scottishism maybe. It's like, so here's what we're thinking as a school, right? So every year and every day and every week and every month. We're just trying to get a wee bit better all the time, right? And I think we're on the right path for that. So I appreciate everyone being with us and being part of the community and part of our collective. I really appreciate it. I think Jen was going to hopefully direct us with a few things for tonight. Jen, is that the idea?
Yes, that's the idea. So I am going to go over the schedule briefly with all of you all. So you received a schedule today with our link and invitation to this open house. And we have attached to that schedule all of the classroom teacher links so that you can, after we're done here, which is going to be really shortly, you can go watch their videos. We also want you to explore and check out the pages from our English language teachers, our counselors, our specials teams, our special education teachers, and our band and orchestra. There is information about our school garden program. There's a virtual tour. There's lots of stuff. There's also virtual exhibition booths. The PGO created one. Our distance learning specialist created one. So if you have any questions at all about any of the apps in Google Classroom and any of that technology, you can get help there. And the Social Justice Committee created one as well. So thank you very much for coming. We encourage you all to check that out.
Jen, top notch again, well done. Can we just give another shout out to Molly Malay, who's in the background? I don't know if Molly brings herself into the camera here. I'm not sure if Molly will do that, but oh, there we go. Ah, Bales. So well done, the Malays. Molly, many thanks, and to your sidekick assistant there, who's assisting. Molly, thank you very much for everything tonight. We really appreciate it. Great job, Molly. Well done. And you too, Bales.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Be well, everyone. Keep in touch. We'll see you all real soon. All right.
Bye.
Bye for now, everyone. See ya. Bye.